Okay, Mike, so tell us about yourself.
I'm Mike Eichhorn from Chicago and lived in Illinois my whole life. And I'm an architect from Wold Architects and Engineers in Palatine. And I'm excited to be here and inspire people and talk about architecture and design.
That's great. We want to ask you some questions. The first one I'll ask you is, how did you get inspired to get into architecture?
Well, I think that it really starts back in high school, actually. I was never really into art or drawing, but I finally took an art class in senior year and just was very inspired. I discovered that I knew how to draw and I knew how to, shape and sculpt with clay. And it's something that sounds so simple, but it was very inspiring. And, even when I, went to an all boys Catholic school, so they want everybody to be a lawyer or doctor or engineer. But I took a test there, they evaluate what career you should go into. And so I'm sitting in the guidance counselor's office and they open up the book and say, well, you took this test, this evaluation, and it looks like, you should be an engineer. I said, well, I don't want to be an engineer. I want to be an architect or designer. Well, you can't do that. That's not what the evaluation says. And you can't go to this school. You got to go to that other school. I said, well, I want to go to University of Illinois. Well, you're not smart enough to go there. You didn't test into it. So, you should be an engineer and you should go to a different school. So it ends up that I got into University of Illinois, despite what they said, and I became an architect. So I think, the moral of the story is, follow what's in your heart and don't let people, dissuade you from something that, you think you can accomplish or the school you want to go to. So that's kind of a long-winded answer there, but did I answer your question well enough?
No, that's great. No, so I think the clay was inspiring, huh? Just to kick it off. So
yeah, I still have the sculpture here, and it's a kangaroo. That was my first.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, we're taking it a step further. You got in. So what would you say is your most rewarding experience in design?
Well, I eventually worked my way, into a design, firm. And now with Wold Architects and Engineers, we specialize in educational design. And I think all the buildings that we do, it takes so many months and years before you actually get to the design and construct it. But on opening day, when the kids flood in and they're excited about the school, and I've been there at a number of times on opening day, and it's just so rewarding to see, the smiles on the teachers' faces and the kids, and everything is just coming to fruition. It's a special moment. I think that's really what that I always look forward to is the the people that actually live in the building every day, that they're in love with the building and they are enriched in some way by my designs.
Fantastic. Well, what would you recommend to individuals getting into the design field?
Well, I think, like I mentioned before, follow your heart. If you feel like you're good at something, don't let others dissuade you. I think that you have to be passionate. You have to enjoy what you do, and get out there and get it in work, because a lot of times, learning on the job is the best way. And school will inspire you, but the sooner you get exposed to different careers, different aspects of the industry. I went into architecture, but maybe I would have went into manufacturing or materials or construction. But it's not until you really get out there and meet people like the Pat Craft folks that you really see what the possibilities are. So follow your passions, get great exposure, and jump right in and start meeting people and talking and sharing your experiences.
That's fantastic. Mike, thank you so much for being on our show today. Perry and I and myself really appreciate that. Wish yourself a happy Friday and a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Howard. Thank you, Perry. Thank you, Pat Craft. And Wold Architects and Engineers is excited to partner with the industry, and let's keep going. Build those buildings.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.